I was in my 20s. I was respected, known all around the country, and I went for it. I went for it, but my main business was marijuana. Now they call it cannabis. Back in my day, it was weed, pot, marijuana. Now it's cannabis. Then when my godfather got killed in 1980, and the wars started, then I really got in big into the business. You got to remember, the war was going on. People were getting killed. You had guys in cars looking for other guys in cars. The worst thing you could do when there's a war is have a fancy car. The worst thing you can do. When the war kicked off, I had 6 used cars. Nobody knew I was driving. Same with my father, but I know one guy. He wasn't a bad guy, this guy. He had a canary yellow convertible Mercedes Benz. And I says, you better get rid of that car, man. He didn't listen. Sure enough, he was parked outside a restaurant. And you got to remember, these crews are looking. They got hit lists. They got guys on that list that the bosses want them killed. So they ran right in the restaurant and I killed them. Kind of, they saw the car. Well, 2 old-timers came and found me. They actually flew up from Florida to meet with me. I met these guys, and that's when they told me they've been in the marijuana business, very big, but they want to turn it over to me now. And I said, why me? They said, well, who was raised better than you? You've been around big business all your life. We know you're not going to rat on us. And they figured they had a good thing. So I says, all right. Next thing you know, we were on a Learjet to Miami. And then 2 days later, I'm in Miami in a warehouse with marijuana stacked to the ceiling. And that was my first load. My first load, I think that was about 8,000 pounds.
And how much money was 8,000 pounds?
Close to $2 million.
And you have to buy it when you pick it up, or you sell it?
No, I didn't give them a penny. They gave me. I had a credit line up to 100 million. They said just give him what he wants, and because they know, and I paid them. I never moved that much weed, and what I did is I just went and got all the guys that I was raised with. They're all working guys, married. Who was a mailman, who was a fireman, and that's how we started. And I formed this crew, but the main thing I told them, no violence. Anybody that owes money, I'll handle it. No violence. And that's what kept us going. I had my contacts already laid out for me when I took over these guys. They had an empire. They had a marijuana empire business. I took it over. And with a handshake, I took it over. So I had all the connects.
How did you even get started?
But even though you got connects, you might go see a guy and say, Bill, hey, Bill, what's going on? No, I ain't got nothing. See me next month. It wasn't, so you had to go somewhere else and get it. But Mexico didn't have good quality. It was a red bud. I didn't have a good quality. And then I had heard about the Colombian gold. And, Christ, the first $1 million I met with Pablo. Pablo gave me a bunch of weed, and I moved a bunch of weed, yeah.
So where were you? Were you in Colombia? Were you in Mexico?
Fully in Colombia, yeah.
And did he come with the money, or he had someone?
Never left. Pablo never. Anybody knows Pablo Escobar very, very rarely left Colombia. Very rarely. For some reason he thought if he left to Colombia, he'd be dead. Pablo. Who was handling everything for him? And it was Griselda Blanco. And Griselda, now they were both from Medellin. Now Griselda lived in Miami, but she made Pablo. People don't understand. She made Pablo. She made the money. She controlled. With her hit squads, she had to kill 200-300 people in a course of maybe 10 years. She invented the dirt bike assassins. You get one guy in the front, one guy in the back. The guy in the back does the shooting, and the guy drives. She invented that. And that's exactly how she was killed. Drive by with a motorcycle down in the Medellin. I just to deal with her. You didn't have to deal with Pablo, but she always wanted me go with the cocaine. And I said, no, I don't want it. And she said to Pablo, she made Pablo get me on the phone. And he says, I'll give you 1,000 kilo, Georgie. I give you 1,000 kilo, but you got to marry her. I give his gift, your wedding gift, 1,000 kilo gift. I could have flipped it for 32 million. And, but she killed 2 or 3 of her husbands, maybe more. She killed hundreds of people, but every one of her husbands she killed. And I told her, Griselda, I ain't going out like one of your other husbands.